Hello again. Um, yeah, big day today. This is day 9 of the fast. Definitely the most intense day that I've had so far. The most cravings, the most doubt, the most questioning what I'm doing and if it's the right thing or if it's even working. And yeah, so right now, I mean, the goal was 100 days, which is extreme. But honestly, right now, I think if I could get just 10 days and that's twice as long as I've ever fasted before. So, I can't beat myself up too much about that. It's just I've got these avocados in my fridge that there's like 3 avocados and they're so ripe. And when the only time I'm really going into my fridge is to grab a juice or to put juice in there that I just made, and I even feel them because they're just so ripe and perfect. And all I want to do is chop up some garlic, a little salt and pepper, maybe on a romaine leaf, and just that'd be so good right now. But we'll see. I mean, maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll have the motivation to push on. But going back to work on Monday is kind of on my mind. Where it's not a physically demanding job, but occasionally I work in insurance restoration sales. So, but occasionally you'll have to pick up material and drop it off on a job site on like a roofing project or something like that. And you know that's one thing I noticed today. I've been going on these bike rides, like 10-mile bike rides every day, and just today, like my right arm's like real sore, and the first real soreness I've felt just from pulling on the handlebars. So like I'm just thinking if I got to move sheets of drywall or something heavy like that, I just don't know if I'll be able to do it. So I mean this is just doubt talking, and we'll see. But it's good for me to just get it out there because maybe it'll motivate me to push on. But um, next thing I want to touch on is a lot of raw food YouTube people that I watch. They always have a video where it's it shows you how cheap it is and how easy it is, and really like it is in certain ways, but in a lot of ways it's not. If you live in a tropical climate and fruits in abundance, then yeah, you're going to get a lot of produce a lot cheaper than most people. But I live in Baltimore, Maryland, where there are farmers markets, but you're not getting a lot of organic produce there. So it gets expensive. So the way I look at it, or how it's been for me this fast, like 20 to 40 bucks a day is basically what it takes to I'm consuming 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of juice a day, and so yeah, 40. If you're going over 40, then you're probably you know that's I don't think you'd ever need to spend over $40. There's a grocery store chain on the East Coast called Mom's Organic Market, and it's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. But yeah, it's some of the best stuff you can get there. Yeah, 40 bucks a day is pretty much um, the max I would spend in a day. And also, um, yeah, like what really pushes me through, and why I'm able to do this consistently is that, like, I tell people this, like, if you're really trying to do a juice fast or you're trying to heal yourself, like, fall in love with like what you're doing, like the whole process of juicing, and like really accept the fact that it's going to be a huge part of your life. So this one guy was claiming it takes only 30 minutes a day for him to make his juice, which is just, I mean, maybe if you're juicing watermelon, it only takes like 30 minutes because it's really easy. But I mean, if you're doing green juices and you're using a masticating juicer where you got to chop everything up like carrots, and I soak all my vegetables and fruit before I juice it so it absorbs more water and you're able to get more nutrients out of it. So it takes a long time. I'm probably putting in 2+ hours a day doing this, but like, I turn some music on, kind of get into the groove, and then like as soon as I start getting in that, it's just like, yeah, like this is where I need to be. I need to always be bettering myself, and I never want to think that making juice or just putting effort, it doesn't have to be juice, putting effort into a healthy lifestyle is a hassle. Like fall in love with it, and it makes it enjoyable. And if I didn't like making juice every day, I wouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? So um, next thing I want to touch on is one thing I'm realizing today is, like, there's a lot of people, a lot of friends that I've kind of lost lost connection with, and kind of, I don't want to say I burned the bridges, but it's really been on my mind. It's like, why not just reach out to these people and say, hey, and see how they're doing? Because maybe they need a little bit of support, or a hand reached out to them to help them out. Just like, yeah, things like that during a fast really pop up where, yeah, these people that I've thought about for years, and I wonder how they're doing. So that's something that I'm going to be doing coming up in the coming days. Um, and also talk about what I juiced today. I'm big into watermelon right now just because of the convenience. It's so good and delicious, and it's so hydrating. It's one of the most alkalizing foods there is, that and lemons. So yeah, I'll do today I had about a gallon of watermelon juice, and then I just made a green juice where I'm kind of like, usually I'll stick to the lemon ginger blast, like lemon and ginger, plus like cucumbers, celery, and then a dark leafy green or herb. But today I was just kind of in at Mom's Organic Market, and they have a lot of local stuff right now. So whatever's local, I'll try to get as much of that as possible. So I did celery, cucumber. Those weren't local, but those are always kind of like the base of my green juice because they're very water dense. I did some parsley that was local, local kohlrabi, which is a root vegetable, which I had never juiced before. I was just like, you know what, fuck it, or excuse my language, but I'm just gonna juice it, and it was delicious. And then 2 bunches of local kale, so real dark green juice. Oh, added some Fuji apples that aren't local, but that kind of sweetened it up. So it's like real dark green, kind of sweet juice. No lemon or ginger, just kind of like more of a mellow kind of green juice. It's delicious. So yeah, like, and what I try to do is I'll drink most of my fruit juices in the morning because they're higher in sugar. Like I woke up this morning, I wasn't feeling that great. I was kind of like a little groggy, but as soon as I made that watermelon juice and got that into my system, it's like my brain just lights up, and I'm able to go on a 10-mile bike ride, and I haven't eaten in 9 days. Things like that are pretty amazing. Um, uh, okay, this is the one thing about juicing is that you're gonna lose weight. Like I look pretty thin right now, right? But the other day, a friend of mine, I showed up to his house, and he was like, oh man, you look like a guy who hasn't eaten in 7 days. And this was at the 7 day mark, and he knew I was fasting, but he probably didn't mean anything by that. But even just like him noticing that I look thinner than usual hits my my brain like a negative thing, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm too thin, blah blah blah. But really, like, that's the only reason I would want to. And like in the past, I would always like try to like eat all this protein powder, get bigger and work out and like do all these weightlifting and stuff. But really, like, the only reason that I was doing that, it wasn't for my own health, because I really know that like heavy weightlifting, I don't know, I don't see it as like a real beneficial thing for you. It's just so that you can get a response from the opposite sex, or whatever you're into. Like, the only reason I would want to be bigger and stronger, or not necessarily stronger, but just actually bigger, is so that, oh yeah, like girls will think that I look good, which is BS, man. Like, that doesn't mean anything. People are gonna like you for who you are, and if they don't, then screw them. You know what I mean? So, dealing with the ego and doing a juice fast, like, you're gonna lose weight, you're gonna be thinner. But in the end, like, when I was at my doctor's appointment yesterday, my doctor was just like, she commented, she's like, yeah, like, your eyes are very bright, your skin looks great, like, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, even though I'm kind of dealing with this autoimmune stuff and getting all these blood tests, like whatever happens, like whatever the diagnosis is, whatever it is, like, I have full confidence that it's not like I'm just going to handle it all myself, with food. I'm going to, work with Western medicine and the doctors as well. But like, positive mental attitude is so huge that, yeah, I have no fear about what's coming. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the people in my life, like these people on Facebook and YouTube that, are just like random people, like, oh, so stoked. Maybe they're just, writing that so that they can get my subscription to their YouTube channel, or get another comment. But it's like, regardless, it's still a connection from these people that I don't even know. And then people that I've known for a long time reaching out, and connecting with them, and just, I wouldn't have been able to make it this long into this fast without that. So I'm just blown away. Um, just kind of dealing with these big cravings, like I said in my previous videos, fast food and all that stuff is my go-to. If I could eat that way and be healthy, absolutely would, without a doubt. And my last really messed up meal was, there's a 7-Eleven like 3 blocks away from where I live, and the taquitos, like the Monterey Jack chicken taquito, and all that stuff is just, oh, with like ranch dressing and barbecue sauce on it, like the real fake like packets of barbecue and ranch. I could just eat that every day, So I'm gonna try to definitely get through tonight. Tomorrow's the 10th day, so ideally I get through the whole day tomorrow, and then break my fast the following morning. But I'm telling you, it's just getting tough. Um, but yeah, thanks for listening, and see you tomorrow.